Alright, good morning everybody, it's your boy Akeem and welcome to today's vlogs. Here to give you more scout reports on great players headed towards the 2016 NFL Draft. Now for today, I'm going to focus mainly on talking about the top wide receivers entered the 2016 NFL Draft. And I'm going to start things off with my number one wide receiver coming out of Ole Miss, Laquon Treadwell. Now he was actually rated the number one high school wide receiver according to ESPN back in 2013, and he was an immediate impact for the Rebels, leading the team with 71 receptions and over 600 yards as a true freshman. And as a sophomore, he was having a pretty good season until he had a gruesome leg injury back in November of 2014, which cut his season short, and he still had over 600 yards receiving, but then made a tremendous comeback this past year in 2015, leading the SEC with 1,100 yards receiving and 11 touchdown receptions. Definitely is a great valuable pick for this year's draft. Now during his time here, he was actually had a great career as a Rebel, and I understand his decision to come out as a junior, but he did not compete in this year's scouting combine, so we're going to rely more on his pro day workout as further evaluation. Now it's time for me to talk about his strengths and weaknesses from what I have seen. First, his strengths. Now this is a physical guy and a guy with a well-built body and a muscular upper body and a good sleek definition as far as his whole body type. He's 6'2", 221 pounds. That is a big man. He is very lean especially if you look at his arms. And he definitely has strong hands to even catch the ball and pluck the ball away. Good strong hands that he could catch the football and have great grip. And he definitely shows a large catching radius around him, and he could definitely use his physicality to catch balls over tight opposing defenders. Now the other things I do like about him, he has a little bit above average body control, and he has great hand-eye coordination to catch the football. Now he definitely can give you some tough yardage after the catch due to his strength and his athleticism, stretching up screens into big plays, which we've seen during his time at Ole Miss. Now another thing I do like about him is that he is a good team player. He can even help out in run support and run blocking. He could possibly get a little bit over aggressive sometimes, but he definitely does a good job kind of sustaining his blocks sometimes. He does a pretty good job in his run blocking. I did like him. I did notice that during his time at Ole Miss, and it definitely increased back in 2015. Now he does have some weaknesses though. Now mainly I mentioned his physicality, and that is what he mainly used depends on himself when his against opposing defensive backs, and he cannot do that in the National Football League. He needs to do a better job in his route running ability. That's still a little bit in work in progress, mainly due to his footwork. He needs to do a better job with his footwork to actually cause more separation against him and opposing defensive backs. He needs to stop depending more on his size and use more of basic other skills to definitely become a great wide receiver at the next level. Now another thing I did mention, he could be an aggressive blocker, but like I said, as far as his run blocking ability, he could be a little bit over aggressive. And lastly, he can get a little bit too physical against opposing defensive backs, which can possibly draw in some offensive pass interference. He cannot do that. He needs to try his best to do a better job and get his footwork together. Like I said, he needs to try to put more separation due to footwork instead of putting his hands on opposing defensive backs, because that will definitely draw attention and draw flags. So those are just a couple of things that he does need to work on, but I definitely see the potential in him. He does remind me of Dez Bryant of the Dallas Cowboys. I do like this kid a lot. He does run like a 4.5 40, and he lacks the speed that people kind of want with a man of his size, but he does run faster than I have seen during his time at Ole Miss. I think this is a pretty good pick, and I definitely see him as a first rounder, a mid-first round pick of this year's draft. Now the next time I catch you guys will be in a couple of minutes. I have many more blogs for today. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man Hakeem Call. Be easy.